Welcome to Just the Two of Us Homestead. We are Colleen and Frank, and we live in the perfect size homestead just for us in southwestern Quebec. Gardening, growing food, and preserving is one of our passions. And our barn animals, we love them so much, they're just like pets. And we're so fortunate to be able to live our lives as we do. Each and every day is a blessing. Hi, everyone. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. We're back down in the pantry. And what I like to do is about 6 months after I've gone through like the big canning season, which for me ends like October, beginning of November, I like to come back about 6 months later, see what we've gone through, how much of other things are still left, because not so much for my starts in the plants that are going into the garden, more for like the seed things, like how much beans I have to plant and carrots and, things like that. So it gives me a good idea what we've eaten through for that. For those of you that are new here that don't know, I have fibromyalgia and my legs get really, really bad. This canning room is downstairs in a part of our unfinished basement. So Frank does a lot of the going up and downstairs for me. So I rarely come down here as much as I love it and I love my little room here. I don't come down here very often. So he's the one going up and down. So I'm going to show you the room exactly how it is, just how I walked in it right now. And I know at the beginning we started to put some of the empty jars away right away. And then I thought probably about like mid-December towards the end of December, I purposely said to Frank, let's not put the jars away. I want to see what all the empty jars look like when I do the update. So when I turn the camera around, you're going to see some of them right here, but out in the other room here, there's bags and boxes of them. But I wanted you to see what a real pantry looked like. I opened the door, I turned on the camera, and you're going to see what I see. I brought my sophisticated labeling system with me in case I have to relabel a few things. I have a bucket of hot dish soap and a rag to wipe down my jars and check my seals. And let's get started. All right, let's pretend we're just going through the door, squeaky door, and this is what you'd see. So it's a little bit sparse in places. So we've been going through this pantry pretty good, especially just for two people. So it's long and narrow, a bit challenging to video, but bear with me. So we have empty jars along here, up there, down here. Trying to go slow so I don't make you dizzy. Over here, and then there's a whole bunch on the floor, and there's a bunch out in the other spare part of the room down here, and some pretty sparse areas on the shelves. So let's get into it. I'm not sure if I should go through item by item or just go quickly through everything. So maybe I'll just do a little bit of both. I'll go through the things that are the most significant that I can see right away that we're really low in. These are quarts of beets. Some of them are the other size, in between quarts and pints. I can't think of the name, that's why I'm describing them that way. And these are from 2022. And there's about 8 or 10 quarts left. But down here, these are pints from 2022. I purposely didn't grow any last year because I knew we were well stocked. But there's only 2 pints left. And both these areas, if I remember, were pretty full of beets. That's why I didn't can them. So we've gone through that. These barbecue beans we didn't touch. So that's not good. These are from 2022 as well. So that wasn't good. And up here, this was beef stew that I jarred, and it's not in its right place. But I did 7 jars, and there's 3 left. And I'm trying to save them for when we're in full on gardening mode, when my body's done at the end of the day and I don't feel like cooking. Now, this is shocking to me. This shelf was full of green beans from 2022, a few, and tons from 2023. I even had some in pints. And right now we only have 7 quarts of pints left. These are from 2022 when I dry canned. And then what my preferred method is now is doing the zinc tablet in with water, and look how beautiful these green beans are. Definitely doing that this year. Just look at the difference in the colors if you can see it through the camera. We have never gone through green beans so much, and I always grow a lot of them, but I usually have more of an overflow, I think is what I'm trying to say. So this year I really have to get into doing a lot more because I don't even have any pints. So we've really been going through those and we like them. So I guess that's why. So carrots for this year, I didn't can any in 2023. The ones we grew in the garden, we harvest in August, and until the end of February, they stayed beautifully in the fridge, but then we ran out. So I didn't can any. All of these are from 2022. And now that I know how well I can keep them in the fridge, I'm going to grow more of them this year and hope not having to can any. I'm not really fond of canned carrots. So the rest of these I've been using like in recipes and stuff, but we have been trying to eat them like as a carrot, but we'll mix it in with another vegetable. Like I'll mix it in with some corn and that, so I don't get the complete texture of the mushy carrots. And the bigger jars I use more for baking. So there's a reason why they're still here is because we ate mostly fresh. I can't crouch down as far as this, and I forgot to bring a stool. So this is all ketchup, and you may think that's a lot, but I'm pretty sure I had almost double this, and Frank puts it on everything. I can link my ketchup recipe video because it is the best ketchup you'll ever have in your life, and it sticks to your food. So he goes through probably one of these every 10 days. So that'll probably just get us through till close to canning season again. I do have some in pints. I don't really use ketchup. We don't have French fries very often, and that's the only thing I would put it on. And if I need to cook with it, I usually open a pint and then he'll finish that. But so they go 4 deep times 3, and then there's one here. And so there's about 8 times 4. 8, what am I saying? 2 times 4, so there's about 8 pints. So I'll definitely make more. I will never let this go low because Frank loves it so much. Down here are all my stocks. I have beef stock, chicken stock, and vegetable. And I can see we've really gone through the chicken stock because that's almost empty on the second shelf, and quite a bit of the beef. I've been doing a lot of recipes lately that require broth or stock, so I'm not surprised. Okay, so for the corn, this we buy from a farmer. Last year we bought 2 big bags full. I don't think they're bushels. I don't know what they are here, but it's a huge, it's 5 dozen to a bag. And this year I think I'm going to do 3. So we have 10 pints here, and we have 10 pints here. This is so-called cream corn. I did it from the Ball canning book, and it's really just more cooked that corn. So I use this for like shepherd's pie and stuff like that. For the corn, I also did some by freezing it. Like I blanched it and froze it, and I think we enjoy it more. This is great like for cooking or mixing with other vegetables, and it's still very good. We've always enjoyed it being canned, but because I froze some like this year for the first time in forever, we really enjoy it frozen. So this year we'll get 3 bags, and I think I'm going to split it down the middle, freezing and canning. The only problem is when I freeze things, I'm going to run out of freezer space because then I have to do the broccolis, the cauliflowers, and all that. But we truly like it better frozen. This is convenient, still tastes great. I'd take this over anything else, but and we eat it sparingly because we both really love corn. But I know has to last us till August for our area. And I might even do some, not in quarts, but in that other size here at 750 mLs. I don't know what it is in cups, but I think I do it in that size because this isn't quite big enough for a meal for Frank and I, but I think a quart would be too much. Am I ever glad we have these potatoes? Because almost the end of April, at the beginning of April, we stopped eating our fresh potatoes. They've started to go to seed, which now I'm going to keep to put in the garden. And I'll show you when we get to the end of the pantry how few are left. They stayed fantastic as well as far as storage. So these are all canned from 2022. So this is what we're going to eat on until we get our potato harvest this year. These are 4 deep and they go by 3. And we haven't bought potatoes since October 22. I specifically remember it was Thanksgiving. October 22 is the last time we bought potatoes. So our fresh ones kept us going till the beginning of April. And now we're going to use up these. And if we use them up before we get new ones, we'll just wait till we get the fresh ones. I'll try and go through all the tomato stuff faster. I'm bumping into boxes. Up here is all tomato sauce, but you see, I can condense things because when Frank takes it, he doesn't take it from the same aisle. That's what I call them, aisles. He'll just keep randomly taking it from a different aisle. So that's what I'm going to do today is sort everything. So 2, 4, 6, 8, only 8 quarts left of tomato sauce, and 5, 10, 12 pints left, which to me isn't a lot. That has to get me through till, for me, usually mid to the end of August. So, I mean, it's good, but it's borderline. And then here's all diced tomatoes. Again, not that many. 8 pints, 6 quarts. I know I've planned it really well because I think we'll be okay until this year's harvest, but I don't like to be cutting it that close. And I guess I didn't can enough of it because I usually have an overflow from one year to the other, like the beans. I've never been this slow, but I think I made Frank so much ketchup it took away from all my other tomato products. But that's okay, we'll make do. And salsa, I made quite a bit because I only make it every 2 years. So there's a good, I don't know, 20 half pints, and I made a bigger one. But I only make this every 2 years. So if I find for some reason in August it's gone down a bit, I'll make like a small batch, but we're good for that. So all down here is tomato juice that whenever I'm processing tomatoes and I have to drain off the liquids, I keep the juice. I know it doesn't look pretty right now, but you give it a good shake and you have delicious tomato juice. Down here are pie fillings, and I have been going through them, but Frank's favorite is blueberry, and you can see there's a gap there. So I only have 2 peach left and I have quite a few apple left. Sorry, I have to hold the camera for a bit because I'm tripping over all the boxes here. So here we have 3 bean salad and there's only 4 left. So we've been having that quite a bit and we enjoy it. Coleslaw, there's 2 of these left only, and there's still quite a few of these. And the reason there's more of those is I find them quite vinegary. When I did that one, I wasn't quite as happy with it. So that one's kind of just sitting there, unfortunately. Have quite a, not a lot of pizza sauce. I'll definitely be making more because we go through that at least minimum once every 2 weeks, if not more. That delicious veggie marinara that I made, and there's only 5 quarts of that left, and I know I canned that twice. And down here is the roasted red peppers. And you may think, oh yeah, she's got a lot left there, but we eat these like crazy, and I canned quite a bit. We put them on pizzas. We just eat them as like a side. So these are the Avarsky peppers that I roast, and then they're canned with olive oil, garlic, and vinegar. We're still not doing a good job of eating up these condiments. Um, the sweet pickle relish, I even make tartar sauce with it now and put it on hamburgers. But again, this is more of a summertime thing, so maybe I'm not being entirely fair to it. Don't use it as much in the winter. These are pickled peppers. They're okay. Frank's not really a pickle person, so it's mainly me. And I like pickles, but not something I go to all the time, which makes me wonder. And the only reason I made these is these are just peppers. And because I had so many, I didn't know what to do with after a while. I just kept canning them. And then these ones are now 2 years old. These are just peppers, cucumber, uh, onion, celery, everything from the garden. And I like the brine, but again, we haven't gone through those and it's such a waste. I don't know what to do. I feel really bad about that. Look very pretty in the jar though. Like, look. So I have to do something with them. I know 1 or 2 of you gave me some great ideas to like mix it into a macaroni salad and stuff like that. So maybe this summer, because again, to me, that's like a summer thing. That's what I'll do with them is use them in with something else. And then hopefully we can use them up. Okay, so here we have applesauce and pear sauce. And I'm quite pleased at the amount we have. Not too much, not too little. I'll probably do another small batch in the fall. I use it for fresh eating, for desserts, for baking, and we still have a pretty good supply of jams. And I have apple and pear butter down there. Not many of them, but I think we're okay for jams. I think the only one I'll make this year is strawberry jam. That's Frank's most favorite. I'll eat like the grape jelly and things like that. He sticks more to the strawberry jam. So this is all that's left of our potatoes. There's not many. We ate them right up until beginning of April. And then these ones started to get soft, so I just let them go to seed. And I'll put on the screen, I don't remember how many pounds we harvested. It was quite good last summer. And we ate them fresh. Right up till then, I didn't even can any. So these won't go to waste. They're going to go into the ground and make us more potatoes. I could have gone into a bit more detail of other things, but it's repetitive almost of what I did in November in that tour. I just wanted to kind of show you what we've gone through and what it looked like at this point 6 months later. So what I'm going to do now is clean all the jars, dust down the shelves, and put things in their nice little rows the way that I like it. And I'll bring in all the jars that are in various places in the basement, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's all neat and tidy and things are where they're supposed to. And then you can see all the empty jars. And then I do have to put them away. Okay, here it is. 6 boxes of jars. And I still have some along here. I couldn't find another box, so I just left them there. I mean, I have empty box jars, jar boxes to put them in, but I just wanted to show you quickly all the jars. So that's probably part of December, January, February, March, April, and there's still some upstairs. So we made a pretty good dent. So here we are, pretty bare, nice and clean. Sorry, I'm freehanding and I don't do that very well. So we have lots of space now to fill up, put all these guys back into their real boxes. And now I have a good idea of what I need to do. I'm really glad I took the time today to come down here, not just to spend with you, but I really needed to see what was here. I'm really surprised at a few things. So it was definitely worth my time. I got things clean and organized, and I just hope an apocalypse, that's how I say it, doesn't happen anytime soon, because I'm not quite prepared as I thought. We've been eating through everything except the condiment things, but I guess if we were starving, we would eat those too. But that's part of my point of doing this video is we truly eat from our pantry and our freezers. And I'm not saying that to say, oh, we're super homesteaders or I'm bragging, anything like that. We hardly grocery shop, like hardly ever. We get the necessities like milk, cheese, stuff like that. Flour, I buy in bulk. Everything like that, I buy in bulk. So every 3-4 months, I have to replenish certain things. We buy most of our meat in bulk. So again, every maybe 5-6 months, we have to replenish some of that. But we rarely go to a grocery store. And when we do, it's just like little fillers here and there. I cook knowing what I already have in my pantry. Rarely do I go to buy things at a grocery store to come home and make a recipe. So it's always something I know I have on hand. And you get a bit creative with it. Plus, like, we're very comfort food eaters. Like, we don't eat like extravagant or fancy food. We're very like protein, starch, vegetable kind of thing. Like, I don't know. That's just the way we eat. We're happy to eat that way. I love having my pantry, and this is the lowest I've ever seen it. So I really have to grow a lot of food this year. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. I love when you come visit with me in the pantry. And until we're together again, take care.